Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another This Week in Gaming video. There has been so much that's happened this week that I'm going to have to make a couple more videos just to cover it all, so let's get right into it. So if you're a fan of Street Fighter, you'll be really happy to hear that a company called Pix and Love is making a collector's edition for Street Fighter, the 30th Anniversary Edition. This game, if you don't know, includes 12 Street Fighter games ranging from the first Street Fighter to Street Fighter Third Strike. And this comes out in May, and this collector's edition will include the game obviously in the box, a special box that comes with it, an 80-page art book, and 4 lithographs. And Pix and Love is known for their art books. They make amazing art books. And if you're interested in the collector's edition, if you like art books and you love Street Fighter, I would definitely recommend checking out this collector's edition. Soul Calibur 6 comes out this year, and they've already been announcing characters that will be in the game. A very familiar character has finally been announced. He's been in every single Soul Calibur game, and this is Siegfried. So if you like Siegfried in the other Soul Calibur games, you'll be getting him in Soul Calibur 6. I'm happy to hear this. He is a fun, playable character. Overall, I'm really excited for Soul Calibur 6. I haven't played Soul Calibur in a long time, and I'm really looking forward to this game as it comes out this year. So there was a pretty interesting video that came up on GameSpot the other day, and basically it was comparing Dark Souls Remastered on the Nintendo Switch to the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One version. They went over performance, online connectivity, and then extras. And with performance, they compared its resolution and frame rate, saying that Dark Souls Remastered on the Nintendo Switch is 1080p while docked, 720p while in handheld, which makes complete sense, especially when you're playing in handheld and because of the power of the system. Whereas the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One obviously are always in 1080p. The biggest difference is the frame rate. The Nintendo Switch version is always in 30 FPS, and that is whether it's docked or it's in handheld. And the Xbox One and the PS4 version is in 60 frames per second, and as well as the resolution for the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 can be upgraded to 4K if you're playing on the Xbox One X or the PlayStation 4 Pro. So those are the big differences there. And then in terms of extras, the Nintendo Switch kind of got the upper hand because they have the amiibo that's coming with it that really doesn't do much yet that we know of. Then they concluded it saying that if you have the choice to play Dark Souls Remastered on something other than the Nintendo Switch, then you should get it for obviously the PS4 or the Xbox One. For a lot of people, they get games for the Nintendo Switch over other consoles because of that handheld portability. And that's not as big of a selling point for this game as it is for other games, because it is hard to play it in shorter spurts because the save points are so sporadic. And you could put it in sleep mode, but if you're like me, you've learned your lesson the hard way, knowing that sleep mode doesn't last forever. So if you don't have it in the dock on sleep mode, the battery can die and then you pretty much lose wherever you were in the game. So that was the reasoning for not getting it for the Nintendo Switch. They said that it's still fine in 30 FPS, and that's not really a big deal, but it's because of the fact that it's better on the PlayStation 4 and on the Xbox One in 60 frames per second at 1080p at all times to get it on those consoles. Whereas if I kind of agree with it, I understand what they're saying about the save points, but I mean, if you want to get it on the Nintendo Switch because of the handheld, even if you're like me who just plays it at home on handheld, you can have it plugged in. That just makes such an enticing offer to get it handled. Being able to take Dark Souls anywhere you go, to me, still sounds really cool. So God of War comes out next Friday, April 20th, but the reviews are already out, and it is receiving 9s and 10s across the board. Looks like an absolutely amazing game, an amazing God of War game. I am so excited to get my hands on it and start playing. And it looks like Phil Spencer has recognized this, as he tweeted at Shuei Yoshida and at Santa Monica Studios saying this: "Congrats at Sony Santa Monica at YOSP on the review scores and the upcoming launch of God of War. Looks like a special launch for a franchise. Great job." So then Yoshida responded thanking him, and it's really cool Phil Spencer does this, tweeting at them. It's good PR, and it really shows that he does recognize good games, no matter if they're made from Sony or from Nintendo or from anybody. So Billy Mitchell, the king of Donkey Kong, his scores have been wiped from Twin Galaxies and from Guinness World Records of having the highest scores, because there was an investigation that's been ongoing and it is now completed, and they have come to the conclusion that he achieved these scores using a modified arcade version of Donkey Kong, which is not allowed if you want to be in the record books. Steve Wiebe is now the new leader and the person that is recognized to have beat that million-point plateau. Here's what Twin Galaxies had to say on their investigation into Billy Mitchell and into his Donkey Kong scores. Twin Galaxies has meticulously tested and investigated the dispute case assertions. Then they went on to talk about the third parties who also did an investigation into this case. Most notable was the third party, Carlos Pinheiro, that Billy Mitchell engaged to help examine the dispute case claims on his behalf, utilizing whatever original equipment Billy could provide, whose final finding was consistent with Twin Galaxies' investigation and others. From a Twin Galaxies viewpoint, the only important thing to know is whether or not the score performances are from an unmodified original DK Arcade, PCB, as per the competitive rules. So it seems like this investigation has been going on for a while, and unfortunately for Billy Mitchell, he is not the king of Donkey Kong anymore. That is now Steve Wiebe. And it seems like a lot of these guys who have these crazy scores in these games, a lot of them are being proven to have kind of cheated or done something that's not within the terms and not within the regulations of Twin Galaxies. So that's another episode of This Week in Gaming. If you like this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new to this channel and you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next video.